Yep, we're good.
You got this.
Hi, everyone. I'm Crowe. My first class teaching here, so have patience with me. It's like the new cashier at the grocery store, so it'll be fine. I think that's for me. All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about profit share. So I appreciate you guys coming out and wanting to learn a little more about profit share. I'm assuming that everyone has an idea of what profit share is here. Is that correct? All right, fantastic. So we've got Trent and Dave here in the room with us today.
Hey. Hello.
So what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover what is profit share, how does it work, and we're going to work on developing a plan for your passive income, how your profit share tree grows, growing it, and then just building that plan there for you guys. So you're attending today because either A, you're curious, you're skeptical, somebody told you you should be in here, or you just really wanted to learn a little bit more on how to be more purposeful about it. So well, about me, I'm that's not me. All right. So passive income. Passive income is pretty awesome, but the passive income that we get through our profit share is very different. In the way that we do the profit share here, you're not having any financial risk, no legal risk, no down payment, you're not getting phone calls. So this one is one of the most truly passive incomes that you can get. So if anyone has questions as we go through, feel free to ask. All right, I'm going to read through these notes here, make sure I'm not missing something. All right. So there's other types of passive income. So we have things like interest, we have rental income, royalties. And if you were to get passive income from something like your interest, you would actually have to have money in the bank up front that you weren't using to get that money in. And the same thing for rental income. You actually have to have the property in your ownership and deal with phone calls should the toilet decide to break, or water is dripping, or somebody's dog got loose, or whatever it is.
Yeah, to me, that's not truly passive.
So with all of those types of things, there's a lot more risk. There's a lot more investment of you in that. Whereas the profit share here, we don't have that. You bring somebody in, they bring in profit, the office is profitable, you get money. And it's really that simple. You're not dealing with any phone calls. You're not dealing with any issues. You don't have to put any money into it. It's truly a passive income. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know. You guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Awesome. So with profit share, the market center owners are actually giving back about half of their profit back to the agents that help them grow the market center. And that's what profit sharing is. And they do that because they really believe in together, everyone achieves more, the team, right? Let's see here. So when we help the market center grow, there's more profit. And when the market center shares the profit with all of us, they have a great reason to continue growing the market center.
I think one of the coolest things about that is that any other business owner, if they were given our business model as a potential thing to invest in, they would almost always say no because half the profit goes away. That's what makes us unique. It's like if you went to Coldwell Banker and said, hey, would you be interested in this model? You got to give half of your profit away. They'd laugh you away, right?
Right.
So to me, this is truly built by agents for agents because of that exact reason.
It truly is. And
Big deal.
it is a big deal. It's definitely a big deal. And here I'm going to read a a quote from Gary Keller. He says, "We created a program that would treat our real estate sales associates like legitimate partners in the business. We created a program that allows associates to build a business inside a real estate company that is as powerful as if they owned the company themselves." And I think that kind of goes to what Trent was actually just saying, right along those same lines. So who benefits from your profit share? Well, obviously you benefit from it, your family benefits from it, and even your heirs benefit from it, because this is something that is willable. So you're not going to find that in a lot of other places. So again, of course, the market center, they benefit as well, because you're bringing in people who are causing the market center to be profitable, which allows them to share the profit with everybody. And then obviously just Keller Williams, everyone else in the office wins, because we're bringing in more people who are within our culture, and that just improves everybody's skill level as well.
And the person you brought wins.
Yeah, and the person you brought
Not just
wins.
everybody else, but the person who comes wins, because, right, if you believe in,
Yeah.
if you believe in what you're selling, it's a no-brainer that, eating a burrito. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a win-win all the way around, right?
Great, and we've got a couple people in here who can testify to that, you've been other places and you
For sure.
came here and you definitely feel a difference beyond just profit share. This is just the icing on the cake here, for sure. And it gives you an opportunity with profit share to be able to get over that 100% commission split, right? So you could be earning more than what you're paying in.
Especially now,
Mhm.
the lowered cap.
Now with the lower
Yeah.
cap, it's-
For sure.
so
So that's a pretty awesome thing. You're not going to go somewhere else and be able to get more than what you paid into to the market center. So in here, it has me asking you guys a few questions, thinking about what profit share can do for you, what it can do for your family. How would you like to spend extra money coming in? And Trent, you get profit share. What is it? What do you end up doing with the profit share that you receive, if you don't mind sharing?
We have a separate account that it goes into, so we don't really touch it right now, but
What's your plan for it?
well, like everything else that the first thing I want to do with any kind of income that I make is try and double it as fast as I possibly can. So it will probably go toward an investment property or something, or, I don't know, toward a business. Maybe I'll buy another business. Or the first thing you should do if this is Wealth Building Wednesday is put your money to work. So some people take profit share and go on vacations, and that's okay too. For me, I want to turn the money that I make in profit share that costs me nothing into an even bigger reward.
Okay, so you want to build on your free money.
Yep.
Cool. Well, and do you receive profit share?
I want to cover my alimony payments.
Well, there you go.
No, that's my big why at the moment.
Yeah.
I want to dial in enough profit share to cover my alimony payments so that it no longer feels like a burden to me.
Yep.
And it's in and out. And I know those payments are helping her.
Yeah.
And it hurts right now.
Mhm.
I'd love to get rid of that pain.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
simple as that.
Yep.
And after that, the sky's the limit. So
Well, cool. Very cool. Well, I'm glad you're here.
thanks.
What are you going to plan on spending your profit share money on?
profit share, definitely investing. And I think that's what I've realized more as I've come to VW is just your mindset is different rather than save the money, or it is make your money work for you. And I think I've waited too long in life to do that. And so it's like, it's time. So that's where the passive income, that's why I'm so excited about growth, because passive income is how that's going to help the family, help the kids in the future. So
Yeah,
mine will definitely go to investments.
very cool. Very cool. Yeah, a lot of times as agents, we just think about that next commission check versus building something that will continually feed us when we leave the business, Because I don't think any of us are planning on being in the business until we die,
Hopefully not.
unless it's,
No.
tomorrow.
There's a lot of those out there.
Hopefully not.
85 is my limit, I promise.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, awesome. So, yeah, I mean, if you just look at, Debbie Benson, she just reached over $100,000. I mean, what would you do with an extra $100,000? It's free $100,000. You're winning the lottery and you have control over winning the lottery. So go out there and do something. I'm glad you guys are all here to learn a little bit more about that. And if you want to stay afterwards, we're planning on doing a brainstorming session to come up with some different ideas of how we're going to do this. How are we going to reach out to other agents? How are we going to build this without being creepy and weird and salesy and all of that? So, we are all actually in the profit share system right now, whether we're receiving profit share or not, because when you come in, you have to name somebody, and that person is receiving profit share if you are producing and that market center you're in is profitable. So you're already in it. Someone's already receiving profit share from you. So, I should be going through some of these. I'm sorry. Newbie.
It's all good.
Who's in the profit share system? Well, everybody. All right. And how does profit share work? Someone joins, they name you, hopefully, they pay in the company dollar, market center is profitable, and on the 21st of the month, you get a check the following month. So that's the pretty much the nitty gritty of it.
There's a really good video on YouTube.
Is there?
Yeah, if whoever's watching this, if you just YouTube KW profit share explained, it's
Okay.
like lays it out very simply. Because it's super confusing and like we could write it down on a whiteboard and still get it wrong because of the percentages and the multipliers and the.
And in the grand scheme of things up front, none of that really matters.
No.
It matters building that base of people. And the numbers will work themselves out. We can, take baby steps first
Yeah.
and, all of that will.
Yeah, you don't really care what the numbers are, but I think people are always like, well, how does it work? And if I bring that person, how much do I get? Well, it's not that easy to figure out.
Right. It is a little
It's
convoluted.
extremely complicated.
I tried explaining it to my honey and I was like, yeah. All right, watch this. I pulled up a video and
Yeah, the video is the easiest way to do it.
to lay out the numbers exactly, because it is a little
But
convoluted.
The most important thing is the profitability of the market center.
Mhm.
So there's multipliers. Every market center is going to have a different multiplier based on their profitability for that month. And ours is extremely high, which is amazing. So the potential we have for profit share here specifically is like double or triple what most market centers in our area are showing for multipliers.
Nice.
Like we have like 30 people in our downline who are out of Spokane, Washington. That market center is not that profitable. Like it's very small. We get way more from the few people we have here than we do from there. So
So-
profitability is number one. And that's why I always say the culture of KW is profitability, right?
Right. And we can all, help with that by helping other agents so that they learn how to be successful, whether they're in our market, a different market, whatever, because it's all about whatever market center they're in. And
Yep.
it just builds that culture
Yep.
within all of us to share and give.
You can't let those kinds of things stop you from talking to certain people.
No.
And passing up opportunities, because you never know where it's going to come from.
Right. Yeah, you never know.
I'm looking at Linda McKissick's profit share
Yeah.
Statement, her current.
one-page statement. She's got 28 people on her level one, so she's attracted 28 people to the business.
Which is not that crazy.
She's got 10,000 people in her tree though.
Wow.
That's quite a few.
And she posted 800, call it $900,000 in 2021.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that her husband Jim has another 400. Okay, Linda and Jim.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
them together are well over $1 million. profit
Yeah,
share.
they are.
But the craziest aha I have from that is 28. And your first
28,
line is not
yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
The point is, so you know Aaron Kaufman.
Yeah.
I'm probably talking way too much here,
No,
but
no, I appreciate it.
Aaron Kaufman always says, build it wide and time will build it deep.
Yep, it's about
That's
the time.
exactly what that is like,
It's
you
about the
never
time.
know who you're gonna run into because you might know the next team leader for KW Select. And if that person brings 50 people in, how many of those people are gonna become mega agents?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just never know who your lottery ticket is.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
just keep sharing the story and all of a sudden it will happen.
The hockey stick, right?
I love hockey.
The hockey stick. All right.
I also found that video you guys were talking about and
Yeah.
I just popped it in the chat.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So vesting. So anybody who joined Keller Williams prior to April 1st, 2020, and you've been a Keller Williams associate for 3 years, you're vested. And when you're vested, you could leave Keller Williams and receive profit share. For anyone who's joined after April 1st, 2020, been with Keller Williams for 7 consecutive years and a day, you're vested. And if you make a decision to move to a competing brand, your profit share is no longer there for you. For associates who choose to come back within 6 months, you'll be right back into where you were at. So not that I would see that anyone would want to leave, but these are the rules. And as we said before, you can will it to your heirs. And you can see all your reports along with your other reports on the website there. All right. Well, we need to develop a plan so that you could purposely start going out and building your profit share. And we have a lot of different resources to do that. Hang with me. I want to make sure I'm following through what they want me to follow through on, so I don't skip ahead or behind.
You're doing great.
All right, thanks. I had wanted to go through this a lot more in depth before I got here, but it's spring season out here, even though it's winter. It's a little crazy out here. I am kind of swamped. Okay, so when you joined Keller Williams, you thought of one person that you wanted, that was most responsible for you coming into Keller Williams, and you named that person your sponsor. Okay, so yeah, your sponsor, and then your sponsor also named somebody who they considered was the reason that they joined in, their biggest reason why. And it just kind of follows up through 7 levels of that. All right. So you have your sponsor and you are their first level. Anybody that names you is their second level, and then on down the line. And you can build it as big as you want. So on your first level, and then everyone else will build the levels below you for you. Now that's leverage. So your job is to focus on your first level. And that's the most important thing, because that's the one thing that you can control. Well, to some degree, right? You can control your actions that will affect your first level. Beyond that, it's up to those people in your first level or to focus on their first level. All right. So the best way to build your first level is by building relationships with other agents. And those can be other agents you've done deals with. They could be other agents that you've met at networking events. They could be other agents that you've just met randomly at open houses, coming through on showings, any of those types of things. You run into agents all the time that you can connect with. And so, and then you also have people that, you know, that are in your database that are looking to make a move into a different career. We have a lot of that right now. We have a lot of people who are changing careers. And those are some of the people that you can reach out to as well. All right.
Somebody once told me, I can't remember who it was, might have been Jared Krenz. When I first came on as the team leader, I think he told me this, and that was that the conversations like between finding a listing and talking to an agent about our company is pretty much the same conversation, right? Like we have the skill to talk to buyers and sellers about real estate. The conversation is really not that different when you're talking to other agents about the company. It's a very similar conversation. So you don't have to be a master recruiter. You just have to be a connector and connect them to opportunity and then put them in touch with Jen.
Yeah, because Jen is the one that is,
I think
that's
that,
her job.
yeah, so I think that
And
the word recruit is very scary right now because it's sounds like extra work, which no one wants to do. And
Yeah, so this is saying, relate to somebody and refer them to be recruited. So that's not saying that you do the actual recruiting. This is saying you relate.
but I think
connect.
that agents think they have to recruit is my point. And I think people are afraid of profit share because they think it's extra work. When actually one of the beauties of our company is that we have people in place to do it for you.
It's just an adjunct to what you are already doing. It's just one more question. In the conversation that you're already having. So it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to actually do a whole lot more. You can be a lot more purposeful about it if you would like to, but just having a conversation with another agent and asking a question, are you happy with where you're at currently? Are you happy with the brokerage you're in? All right, tell me more, right? And it's just having that one extra question to lead into. And maybe they're happy, great, it's always a timing thing. Like when people are ready to sell or buy, it's a timing thing, I wasn't ready yesterday, I'm ready today. So it's just staying in contact and building those relationships to be there when they are ready to have a conversation and make a change.
I think past clients is huge. I look back to before I came to Keller, and there was probably a 6-month period where I had 4 of my clients say, hey, I think I want to get my license. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing? So I think part of that I've learned through transactions is even though things may be going south, you don't necessarily want to show that side of the business, but stay positive, keep communicating with them. And they think what we do is super easy. That's the only thing, because I think the clients are like, well, and then they see, because they can see on their statement how much we get paid. They're like, wow, all she did was
Right.
All she
showed
did
up with a
was-
smile. She showed me this house. She got that much money. And so I think that's important when you're working with clients is, be authentic, but maybe on your bad days, suck it up and just show them that, yeah, it can be fun. And that you truly enjoy it. Because I would love to have that 6-month period back and have I've contacted all those people again, but they're in other brokerages now. But it was
course.
I'm like, what am I doing to make this?
There's like,
Everybody wants to join the business. And
That's a skill level not everybody has.
there's like two types of people I feel like who join our business. It's either people who had a great experience when they bought their house and they enjoyed it, so they want to do it. And then there's the total opposite, which is like, my experience sucked. And I wanted to make sure that, like
And
we
they
talked
have
to
for everybody else.
a lot of really successful people got into it because their agent, when they bought a house, was terrible. And they were like, yeah, this is ridiculous. So they did it. And so it's like, you have both of those.
Yeah,
Those are like the
that's
two
true.
extremes.
So, but I just think past clients is huge.
Oh, yeah. So in here it says relate. You never know who's ready for change, which is what we were just talking about. Your purposeful comment or connection could be the catalyst for a positive transformation in someone's life. And we talked about that too, just coming to Keller can be a big transformation in their business and in the help that they get to build their business. Because Keller does have those things in place to help you learn how to run a business as a business. Yeah, it says look for other agents who are actively selling real estate and people who are not yet in the real estate and are curious about it. Other agents you do deals with, your past clients. So who do you guys know that you would like to work with? And this here will, kind of lays out, think about some of the people that you could be reaching out to and at least just make note of it. So that you can reach out and touch base with them. Jot down 3 people right now that you're thinking of that you can reach out to at a, probably, I think they have a spot in here that we will sit down and we can make calls out to people in 10 minutes. So pull up a couple people that you think you'd like to connect with, co-op agents, friends, past clients, anybody like that. All right. So again, it comes back again to relationships. Be real, be yourself, be authentic, have a conversation with people. Linda McKissick says that there's 2 powerful ways of starting the conversation. Share a real compliment or ask them for their opinion or input on something. People love to talk and share their opinions and talk about themselves, and people love to be complimented, but it has to be real. You can't make something up. Like, I like your shoes. I really don't, right. So.
Wow.
Didn't even give her.
I can't say much. I'm wearing my boots here today. So. But yeah, a real compliment goes a long way, and it feels good for you to give it and it feels good for them to receive it. And that's a great way to start a conversation with people. And again, everybody loves to share their opinion. If you're going to ask another agent's input, look for thoughts on the market, where it's going, how it's changing, those types of things, and get that conversation going that way.
I liked one thing I think Linda said in her last phone conversation that we had, that sometimes she doesn't even bring up Keller Williams. She just has conversations, said, tell me about how your business is going. Tell me about things that frustrate you with your brokerage, things that encourage you about your brokerage. So it's not necessarily that we're saying, oh, KW.
Nope.
It's just asking them. And that's where then she finds out when they say, oh, I wish this was better at our brokerage. Then you can say, well, hey, we have that. I can send some information.
Right.
Or send a class we just had on that. So it's not bombarding them with Keller Williams. It's just helping them out.
Yeah, finding their pain points and going to those and just providing the information without any kind of pressure, because they'll see the kind of culture that we have and people will be drawn to that. People are drawn to that.
Yeah. And
coming from contribution again and again in your business, when you're talking with other agents, just having that real conversation without the back end, of, oh, I'm going to get them to Keller Williams. Because they're going to come if they're going to come, you can't make people do anything. So just being there and building that relationship with another agent isn't a bad thing. Maybe you're going to do a deal with them later, especially in this market, having friends is a good thing. So just saying.
Finding the pain point is so important. It's like, if you know who you're talking to, you can get right to the point. Like I know you are a no BSer. You like to get to the point, right? When I call Dawn,
yeah,
it's not even like, hey, how you doing today? It's like,
no, I'm so bad.
no, I actually appreciate that, because a lot of times I'm kind of like the same way. But there are certain people who you can go, hey, what are you looking for, time or money? Because it's one of those two. Every single successful agent either wants more time or more money. So if you get the right person, hey, Rob Stewart, is it time or is it money? What do you want more of?
Women. Oh wait, it's not muted. Brett,
Get that with money.
Noodles, what's the answer? What's the question?
So
You answered it.
let's not go down the rabbit hole.
Time.
It's simple, right? It's like everybody has a pain point and usually it's one of those two. It's time.
It is. And yeah, it takes a while to circle around to the actual
Yeah.
endpoint for a lot of people. Yeah, I hear you. For sure. So start the conversation, build that relationship. It says set a time to meet. I mean, even if you don't just sit down and meet at Keller Williams, grab a cup of coffee, go do something fun, build that relationship, look for those opportunities to help, which is their pain points. And then at that point, once you find out what their pain points are, hey, I have a solution for that. Let me get you over to my team leader, and then pass them up. You're not recruiting. That's not your job. Okay. Does anybody want to sit down and make some phone calls right now and reach out to any of those agents that we have listed?
Not particularly myself.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a power hour afterwards and brainstorm, and after our Wealth Building Wednesdays, we're gonna be doing this anyway, afterwards every time. So once a month, we can sit down and really work on building your downline. So we don't have to do that now. There are some, did they get a copy of all of this stuff here? So the scripts and all the stuff that they have in here?
Yeah, I can send it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and it says, be careful of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. Okay, disclaimer. All right, even though they're not cold calls. Do not call registry. All right. Sounds good. All right, looking for opportunities to help, ask them about them, listen. Again, share things that you can, solutions with them. And then just time will continue to build those relationships. You keep coming back and building those relationships, just like you do with people in your database. Same thing. These are some of the things that you can share with them. Anything that we got out of the team meetings, your GPS worksheet, 411 worksheet, all of these things are on the, is it on the KW site or KW
Yeah.
Select? Are they there? These things?
Yeah.
Okay.
My KW.
Oh, my
Yeah, they're on
KW,
Connect.
but not the KW Select agents, KW Select agents. It's not on our.
No.
Okay, so KW, you can get that there. One thing, the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Real Estate Investor, Shift, these are all books that, can they get those in order from here or order them online through KW or Amazon or whatever?
Yeah, you could online, but we've also got copies too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you can pass these out or you can, read them yourself and then pass them out. I don't know. if
Otherwise,
everybody-
Lisa, I think Lisa for sure has 2 and 3.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, and 7 are all in the market center too, right? You said we have those in stock. So you can get everything on there in-house.
Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Those are all things you can be using and you can be giving out as items of value to the other agents. As so this is one of the scripts that you can use after a transaction closes. You can use this one. You can come up with something that is, a little more comfortable for you too. If that doesn't work, make sure that you let them know that you are not recruiting. Again, that's not your job. You're there to build a relationship with them and make sure that they know that they're valued as an agent. And you don't have to do this with every single transaction. If you didn't like the agent, don't invite them to come here. We don't want them. And of course, don't say anything negative about someone else's company, about someone else's broker. Let's use some common sense here, people. And
Also ethics violation.
yeah, totally ethics violation. Don't do any of those things. Michelle Smith does not like phone calls like that. All right.
I'd stay away from that.
Our coffee machine in house is making making a lot of noise. I don't know if y'all can hear it. All right, so let's see here. So our referrals to the team leader, now we have it set up that Jen takes more active agents that are on the higher end of production, and new agents and people who aren't in the business, those will go over to Lisa. And then you can also fill out the new thing online too, right?
Mhm.
And use that website.
Yeah, you can actually create your own as an agent and just sign up, and then that way you can track where they're
Right.
sitting. Yep.
So do we
That just
have,
rolled out last week, right?
yeah,
Maggie.
do we
put
have a
that
video
together.
that shows how to do all of that?
Yeah, she sent out like a fun email that breaks down the steps too, but we can definitely send it out.
Okay.
If you're-
So if anybody needs that and can't find it in your email, we can get that
Yeah.
resent to you,
Mhm.
and it's very easy. I don't think anybody really wants to role play right now.
I think
Okay.
we're good.
All right. And then of course, always following up, just like you're gonna do with your clients, connect with them on social media. Ask them how they liked the item was that you shared with them. Did they use the GPS? Did they use the 411? Did they like the one thing? Whatever it is that you gave them, check in, invite them to come to a class here. And then you can track them through Command or whatever database that you use. Offer your KW app. Ask them how they like it. See if they find value in it. Get some feedback.
Hey, Melissa, did you say you guys created a smart plan, right? Or that you shared to the library? The co-broker plan? Okay. Does that have Twilio in it? Like, does it have
No.
text messages part of it or no?
I'd have to ask Maggie, but it does have touches, so it reaches out to them, but there are steps that each of us take, like I'll send a handwritten card. Noah will send like a tech email out to them, and then it'll reach Jen, and then they'll do like a follow-up phone call.
So if I were to set an agent in my system up on it, are you doing the same activities? Probably not, because it's not going to assign them to you. That's just if it's in Jen's or whatever.
Yeah, that's, and we track it when commission checks come in.
So is it
So
ev-
it starts there, like for your closings and your deals.
So maybe as growth committee,
Yeah.
something that would be really cool is to create a smart plan that we can put in the library. Because theirs is going to be a little bit different than ours. But as
So is
Is that
every agent that we have a co-broke with that is not in our office, you guys are putting them on a plan already?
Yeah, our co-broker plan.
Okay,
Mhm.
so they could potentially be on your plan and our plan at the same time.
yeah, that's
Yeah, I
possible.
think
Because
so.
then you
But I think you're saying I think you'd be giving a different message than they would.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
verifying that I
Mhm.
understand this correctly.
And are you guys mainly just doing like the 3 or 4 touch, like it's you, Noah, and Jen?
Yeah,
Or
so
then-
it'll be like, so the first step, Faith actually enters it right away, gets their info, then Beth reaches out with a phone call, just like thanking them. And then she assigns it to me, and I'll send a hand like written card to them. And Maggie just looks that info up in broker metrics, so it actually gets sent to their like home address, which is kind of fun. And then Noah reaches out with a tech email, and then Jen sets that call.
Wow, it touches a lot of people.
Yeah, and so our goal is actually for it to get completed in like a week to a week and a half, so it's, kept in, yeah. But
Pretty
sometimes
consistent.
it's maybe like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
so.
But I like the idea of it coming from the agent too.
Yeah.
because if
That
you can-
person-
Because
touch, and
it'll
then
make more
like every
sense
6
coming from
months.
the
Yeah.
agent, I would think, because you actually had some sort of relationship with them
Yeah.
to start.
And a
So-
lot of it can be totally automated.
Yep.
Really wouldn't have to do much, because you have Twilio shoot a text that says, hey, thanks so much for the great transaction. Hope to see you soon. Check in a few days later with another text. Because then they're gonna ask where that's coming from, because it's gonna be kind of a weird number.
It will be a
It
different
won't be the
number.
number that they have saved for you.
Correct.
You say, oh, it's command.
Yeah.
Huh? Now you got them on the hook.
Nice.
I like it.
I like it too.
Growth committee, that's what we're gonna do. Smart plan.
Sounds good. We can work on that afterwards.
Yep.
So in here, just kind of talk about building your plan. What would passive income do for you and your family? How many people do you want in your first level? And what activities will you engage in regularly to build that first level? And what activities will you engage in today? And how will you stay on track? So you can stay on track by meeting with us once a month after Wealth Building Wednesdays, and we will all work on it together. It's easier to work together on things that feel like drudgery, and it's a lot more fun that way, like going to the gym, right? It's more fun going with somebody else. All right. So these are all the things that we covered here. Does anybody have any questions?
So the power hour, what's after this?
The power hour. So
So is that,
we're gonna do some brainstorming about some ideas of how to connect with other agents and how to build a plan for you to be able to do this so that it's not a lot of extra work. It's, just kind of simple things that we can do to start building our downlines.
so are other power hours, like generally, are they about working on your business
Yeah.
or working in your business?
So then moving forward, once we come up with some great ideas, we'll be meeting once a month and we'll be spending that hour working on doing the activities that will build it. So we're gonna come up with the activities today, and then we're gonna work on the activities next month. That make sense?
Mhm.
Perfect. All right.
Sweet.
All right, well, we zoomed through that pretty quick,
Unintended or no?
kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah. Any questions?
No.
I think so.
All right.
Thanks for sharing.